In a small town on the edge of North Carolina, there lived an American young man named Michael Anderson. He grew up in a simple home filled with love, inspired by his mother Elizabeth, a woman who was to him a mother, a friend, and a teacher. She worked as a nurse and often returned home exhausted, yet she never forgot to hug him and say, "Do good, Michael. Every good deed comes back to you." Years passed, and Michael went to college. There, many things inside him began to change. He met Muslim students who he saw praying quietly beside the library. Something strange touched him, a peace he had never felt before. He got closer to them, asked questions, read about Islam, until one night his heart opened to a new light. Quietly, after long reflection, Michael recited the Shahada and embraced Islam. His new name became Muhammad. He felt a great weight fall off his chest, but he knew the path ahead would be challenging, especially with his mother. When he told her about his conversion, she looked at him for a long moment and said with a trembling voice, "I don't understand your choice, but you're my son, and I will love you no matter what." That was enough for him. What hurt him deeply was that she refused to discuss Islam at all. Yet he never gave up. Every night he prayed, "O Allah, guide my mother. O Allah, open her heart." Years passed, and Muhammad found a stable job in a tech company. His faith grew stronger, but his mother began to complain of unusual fatigue, chest pain, shortness of breath, and a persistent cough. He insisted she go to the hospital. There came the news that shattered his world: lung cancer in an advanced stage. He sat beside her bed, holding her hand, while her calm smile tried to hide a deep pain. She whispered, "Don't be sad, my son. Everyone has an appointed time." Muhammad refused to surrender. He cried in his prayers, recited Quran by her bedside, and her ears slowly grew familiar with the soothing tone of recitation. She never commented, but his heart felt that something in her was changing. One evening, as the sun was setting behind the window of her room, Muhammad entered and found her weaker than ever. She was staring up as if observing something only she could see. He approached, held her trembling hand, and said, "Mom, can you hear me?" She nodded weakly. "Mom, Allah is merciful. Allah loves you. Just say, 'I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah.'" He didn't expect her to respond, but she closed her eyes for a moment, gathering what remained of her strength, then parted her lips and whispered, "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah." Muhammad froze. Tears burst before his smile. He felt as if he were witnessing a miracle. Elizabeth gave a faint smile, a small tear slipping down her cheek, and whispered, "I love you, Muhammad." Then she closed her eyes and departed this world as a Muslim. Silence filled the room, but not the silence of sorrow alone. It carried mercy, tranquility, and a sense of answered prayer. Muhammad wept, but this time it was the tears of gratitude. Every prayer he ever made, every night he cried, had been gathered in the heavens until the day of acceptance arrived. He buried her according to Islamic tradition with a simple gravestone that read, "Elizabeth, who found the light at her final moment." From that day on, Muhammad visited her grave every week, not to mourn, but to recite Al-Fatiha and pray for her. He would stand there and say, "O Lord, just as you guided her through my prayers, help me remain dutiful to her even after her death." And so, the story of Muhammad and his mother spread in mosques and Islamic centers as a reminder that guidance is from Allah alone, that prayer has unimaginable power, and that a mother's heart is never closed to the truth, no matter how late the moment arrives.